Right, guys. So I've got some interesting news about what Leonard Ellerby says to Teofimo Lopez. Yeah, interesting news that's definitely worth a video in itself. Yeah. So let's get straight to it, guys. Let's do it. You're here with Traversal ENT. You know what time it is, and you best know what I'm about to say next, guys. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like also at the end of the video. But hit the subscribe as you walk in, guys, and as you pay attention. Yeah. Let's get to it. So Leonard Ellerby's had a lot to say to Teofimo Lopez, thinking he's the A side in all the fights that he's going to now engage in. Yeah? In a nutshell, Leonard Ellerby saying to Teofimo Lopez, son, you are dreaming and you don't understand the business of boxing to think that you are going to be the A side against these big names over here. So let's look at who the names are that he's talking about, and let's look into Leonard Ellerby's quote just a little bit more, guys, because I think Ellerby, what he says, really speaks for itself, right? Ellerby said some interesting stuff. So let me give you Ellerby's quote. Let's look at Leonard Ellerby's quote. He says, let me get that exact quote, right? So he starts off first of all by congratulating Teofimo Lopez. He says, look, it was a tremendous accomplishment, beating Lomachenko. It was the biggest fight Top Rank could make on their network. It was the biggest fight they could possibly make. But for him and these pops to make that comment, it just shows a lack of knowledge as far as business goes. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's never headlined a show before. Has he ever sold out any venues? He's a good fighter, but they're delusional as it relates to the business. Having the belts, that's a great thing. But in no way, form, or fashion could he ever be considered an A-side with anything that's going on over here. Now, guys, if you don't know who Ellerby's talking about, he's referring to Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, Devin Haney. These are the names he specifically states that Teofimo Lopez is not the A-side over. Now, I don't know. I think Teofimo possibly is the A-side against a Haney fight, and that is the fight that Ellerby wants Teofimo Lopez to take. But Ellerby also puts out a dig out there. He puts a dig out there. He says, what did he say? Well, cut a long story short, he basically says that the fight that Teofimo should take is the Haney fight, but he doesn't believe Top Rank want to go on that route with him because he says he believes he knows who wins that fight, and he's alluding to the fact that Haney will beat Teofimo Lopez. Therefore, Teofimo Lopez doesn't want that fight. That is what Leonard Ellerby is saying, guys. Water break. Now, whether that's true or not, that's a video in itself that I'm not going to touch into. But some of the things that Ellerby has said makes a lot of sense. I'll tell you what I mean. You see, people like Ryan Garcia, they not only have star potential, but in his last fight, he's solidified himself as a guy that's going to bring in a lot of viewers. He's got the draw power. He's got that superstardom. And he is that guy in many respects, right? His country's behind him, the United States boxing audience, even the UK will watch Ryan Garcia's next fight, irrespective of who he fights, to be very honest with you, right? Gervonta Tank Davis, another guy who's must-see TV. He's a big guy. He's a pay-per-view star. The same way Ryan Garcia now, in my opinion, is also a pay-per-view star. So then you got to ask yourself, is Teofimo Lopez a pay-per-view star now? The answer, I'm telling you guys, is a synthetic, categoric no. Is this word synthetic? I know the word's categoric, so I'm categorically saying no. No, he's not. How do I know that? Teofimo Lopez's next fight, the one that's happening in Australia, wherever it's happening, he ain't going to get much of a look in. It ain't going to get much of a look in. The only way that fight is going to get any type of viewership is the day after. If Teofimo was to lose, then yeah, everyone will go and watch how he lost the fight. But trust me, Teofimo Lopez is not yet a pay-per-view star. Now, Leonard Ellerby saying to Teofimo, you don't understand the business of boxing. You fought Lomachenko. He had a bad shoulder, so they say. You beat him. You don't want to give him a rematch. You're talking about how you don't want to fight any top contender. And you think, and this is the main point, guys. This is the main point. Ellerby's telling Teofimo, you think because you got them belts, all the belts you're holding, that you now command A-side advantage. No, you don't. Because people don't respect the belts in boxing. People respect the fighters. Now boxing's reached a stage where fighters are bigger than belts. That's crazy, but that is where we are. And that is why I did the video that I did about boxing reform 2022. Because seriously, guys, we need a new sanctioning body to bring in new belts to remove the former belts that we got. Too many belts, too much greed with the sanctioning bodies. And Ellerby's alluded to that in what he's saying to Teofimo Lopez. I agree with him 100% when he mentions that fighters have become bigger than belts in some cases. The belts don't make the fighters. In some cases, you could be a title holder and the public don't even probably know it. I couldn't tell you who's the diamond belt holder of XYZ division. I really don't know because I really don't care like that. I care more for the fighters and who they're actually going to fight. So Teofimo Lopez, we know he's not looking to go into any tough fight. He did not look spectacular in his fight against Lomachenko. He did at the start of the fight, latter half of the fight, Loma was coming back in the fight. So it comes out Loma had surgery on his shoulder. So it comes out Loma fought, to some extent, handicapped to some extent. Now, I'm not making excuses. If you're handicapped, you shouldn't have taken the fight. Teofimo won that fight. But Ellerby is saying, you're not even the legitimate title holder. Haney's got the belt. Now, which belt is it that Haney's got? Because I do get confused all the time. Guys. Yeah, he's saying that you're not the undisputed because Devin Haney's got the WBC belt, right? So you're not undisputed. That is what Ellerby's saying. So he puts a lot out there, and it's definitely food for thought, 100%. I mean, you guys, you take it as you take it. Let me know what you think of what he's saying, though, guys, because I think Ellerby's making a lot of sense here. There's no way Teofimo Lopez is the A side against Tank Davis. That's just not going to happen. And I know Top Rank want him to be, but he needs to take another fight. He needs to fill up venues. I mean, it's hard to do that now with the whole COVID thing that's going on. So, I don't know, it's a sticky one, that one. But Teofimo is not the A side against a Ryan Garcia if they were to fight. There's no way you convince me of that at all. Like, no way in hell. So let me know, is what Leonard Ellerby saying, does it have any merit to what he's saying? Is there any merit to what he's saying? Is there validity to what he's saying? Let me know in the comment section down below. Guys, do the best thing. Do my favorite thing. Support the channel by hitting the subscribe button. And let's make sure the views that this video gets is reflected in the subscription that I get, okay? So I want my subscribers to equal the amount of views I get for the videos. That's the target, guys. We're trying to hit 100 plus. Help me get there, guys. Traversal ENT, giving you that quality content. New media hashtag, that's what this is. And I'm out, guys.